Hello, my name is Nick Grant. Welcome to my talk I have titled Coherence, Commitment, and Capacity Building. There will never be a day in which the world won't need leaders. Leaders of nations, businesses, organizations, and really just any group of people striving towards a common goal or objective. They also want to further develop their skills in the meantime. This is because of the influence the minority of leaders have on the conglomerate group. Oftentimes, it spills deeper than those directly involved to others that admire from afar and try to reflect the leader's actions in their own lives. The impact of leadership can never be looked down on or underestimated. No matter the size or magnitude, it's the individuals at the top that are looked to set the direction and create a culture of growth and success. This influence can come in many different styles, and the context of the group and its goals plays a part in that style, although I would personally argue not as much a part as the overall personality and sincerity the leader exercises both inside and outside of the team setting. I'll use team setting as a reference to the organized group the leader is in charge of for the rest of this talk. The outside setting is how the leader is in their personal life and how they interact with others in general. Do these things translate to their team, and just how consistent are they? I will pose key questions that should be considered when evaluating a leader, as well as using my own leadership experiences and perceptions of good leadership to unpack what a good leader should really encapsulate, all the while highlighting what my own leadership style may be. So one of the first questions that I'm going to ask is, when looking at a leader and how they are with people, does that translate and is there consistency there? In order to best understand how someone leads, it helps to know how they interact with others on a regular basis. What personality traits do they show? What type of responses do they draw from other people? I feel a proficient, trustworthy leader should be consistent in life as they are with work. To me, the leader sets the standard for the group and should place the goal of continuously raising that standard at a forefront. One thing I can pride myself in is the connections and relationships I have made with many different people. The diversity of my network has made me very agile when communicating with others. I have developed this knack for finding the level other people are on and then matching their energy to make them most comfortable in our interaction. This can be credited to my versatile personality and supportive understanding for others. With this being the foundation of my every and all interaction I have, people are able to look at me for honest advice and become comfortable around me. This is because I work to earn their trust, and this is arguably the most important thing a leader needs from their peers. The next question I will pose to any leader is, what are the things that satisfy them for being in that position? For me, I want to bring out the best in others, push them to their highest potentials. If I can be the one to get them started in a direction that they are truly passionate about and advance the group's common goals at the same time, then I'm definitely doing my part to benefit and lead the team. Placing people in challenging situations that drive them to a point where they can thrive and become successful is truly what satisfies me. Leading a group has opened my eyes to the realization that when you continually interact with others, you will never stop learning. After having multiple discussions on a variety of objectives and ideas, you can begin to better recognize the future opportunities as well as potential hurdles that may be down the road. And to me, the best leaders work alongside their team and never act like they are higher status than others. They're not concerned with titles and accolades as they are making sure everyone is utilizing their skills for the betterment of the group. They're also willing to put the ball in others' court, allowing them to make decisions for themselves with the rest of the group in mind. Quality leaders are not overly controlling. They go above and beyond to make others feel valued no matter their role or position, ensuring that members of the group feel comfortable and that they are essential in holding the group together. My best example of that in my own experience deals with Jada Pierce, the head coach of the Niagara University women's basketball program. She has really taught me this lesson firsthand. My role as a manager entailed some office work, things like preparing mailers, putting together scouting PowerPoints, and adding recruitment information into this database. Not too complicated stuff. But I also assisted in practice by working with the athletes in drills, as well as recording the home games. My work was not highly complicated and really could be done by just about anyone competent enough, but Coach Pierce made me feel that no one could do it better than me, and never treated me as expendable. Many leaders lose sight of the feelings of their team members. When you express appreciation and sincerity, people will ultimately buy into you as a leader. The last question I will present is, what type of feedback does this leader get from their team, if any at all? First and foremost, a good leader should be open to hearing critiques from the group as to how everyone can be better, especially themselves. My mind immediately goes back to my senior baseball season whenever I hear the words constructive criticism. After a rough start to our senior season, our head coach had called the only 5 seniors an hour early to the field on a Saturday game before everyone else was supposed to show up. Now, we didn't know what to expect, and we were all anticipating getting reamed out for our poor leadership in the midst of this early season skid, but that was not the case at all. Instead, our coach immediately eliminated any sense of superiority and completely opened the floor to us to share our thoughts with no repercussions. He wanted to hear what we thought could be done differently, and what was going wrong in our eyes. I will never forget the brief few seconds of silence to digest what he said and his approach, and it'll stick with me forever. He did not want us to finish our high school careers on the path it was heading down, and knew that this conversation needed to happen, and it made all the difference for the remainder of our season. All in all, I'll never forget the way the situation was handled, and it showed me the value of breaking barriers and getting to the root of the problem with the team to move forward. So what have my experiences on teams, sports related or not, turned into me as a leader? I'll describe my leadership style similar to a player coach in sports, based on all that I've emphasized above. I do not put myself on this pedestal of being the head honcho or abuse my power. I put myself alongside the group and willingly do the lowest level task, the highest level task, and everything in between. This helps earn respect from my peers. I've realized the great responsibility of a leader has for taking ownership of the group and how they should credit success to the group and carry the failure on their own shoulders. I do my best to understand where each individual thoughts and actions are coming from and strive to make the entire process fun by providing this positive and contagious energy. I thank you so much for listening to my talk and hope you've learned a little bit from my own experiences and my perceptions of leadership.